Hey, welcome out everybody to the Traveling Beast radio show, to another episode. Generally, we've been doing some interviews. We've had some amazing interviews with Dallas Gordon. I interviewed Tyler Moore, and we've got some amazing interviews coming up. But today I want to talk about 3 things to scale your business, guys. So if you've got any amount of value from the Traveling Beast radio show, what I want you to do is go ahead and subscribe by going to travelingbeastradioshow.com. Put your name and email in there. Look out for emails. Look out for new audios, new updates, and things that are coming out in the near future, as well as future event updates. All right. And the next thing I want you to do is, if you got some value from this, drop a comment in our chat section here within the Spreaker broadcast. All right. So really quickly, a lot of people, they want to start scaling their business, right? And what happens is they tend to think about the future too much, right? So it's good to look ahead and want to scale your business, but there's just a few things that you're going to have in place before you even think about scaling your business, right? And the number one thing, right, before you think about scaling your business, in my personal opinion, from experience and expertise, is going to be hiring a mentor, right? Hiring a mentor, hiring somebody that can actually, let you know what's up ahead before you get there. So a lot of people, they want to take this on and they think the gurus are out there just to take their money, right? But the fact is, if you don't have someone to light the path to tell you where exactly to go because they've been there, right, you're going to throw a lot of money down the rabbit hole. And this may seem very basic, right? But I can tell you guys so many stories about people that have spent money, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 on different events, or maybe it's just a training, something that you would think would take them to that next level, right? And then they come across me or maybe another guru or mentor, and they've kind of been burned, right? Just like when you get burned in a relationship, you're kind of always looking out for that next time you're going to get burnt, right? So these people come back to me and, I may pitch them a program or a event or a mastermind or something of that nature for maybe $5,000, right? And generally what I hear is, not just being scared that they've been burned before, they may get burned again, but, really just the fact that, they don't have it anymore, right? And to me, the fact is, if people are out there, if you're out there paying $5,000, $10,000 for training, or even $1,000 to $2,000 for training, and you don't have anyone to light the path, you are starting out in scaling your business the wrong way. All right. I mean, in totally the wrong way, because if you don't have a mentor, how can you know where to drive, where to go to drive your next traffic, or how to generate leads, or how to set up a funnel, or, how to become popular, or how to scale your business, right? So having a mentor obviously is going to be the number one thing. And I don't care, a lot of people, when I tell people this, maybe I'm doing a strategy session, right? Maybe someone's bought my, $497 product with a strategy session, and I get on a phone and I tell them to hire a mentor, right? And then I get into a couple other things that I'm going to get into in this audio. And I think a lot of times their defense goes up, right? Because they've been burned, or they've been burnt, or they think I'm just solely trying to upsell them. Of course, I'm in business. I'm a marketer. I'm going to always make offers, right? But the fact is, that advice that I give is always off the cuff, right? So if I tell someone to get a mentor and do some of the other things that I'm going to tell you to do as you're listening to this audio, it is solely to help them save thousands and even tens of thousands of dollars. Because again, I've saw too many people circle back and say, Jermaine, I've invested $10,000, $15,000 and I've made nothing. But when it comes to investing, $1,000 to $5,000 or maybe 10 into a mentor, they get stuck. They don't want to do it, right? So make sure you have a mentor, guys, and scaling your business is very key. Meet with them weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, depending on, of course, how much they charge. The second thing that you are going to absolutely have to have when scaling your business, guys, is a budget. Okay. So budget, you would think may be the first one, right? You can't scale a business if you don't have a budget. But here's the thing. I'm able to help a lot of my students scale their business on a budget because I asked them, right? Because these are 3 things that I speak about in the very beginning stages, or maybe, kind of intermediate stages of, coaching people. As I ask them, well, what's your weekly budget for traffic? What's your monthly budget? What's your monthly budget for tools, for software? A lot of people think, well, just give me that exact training that you have, or give me that exact method, but they don't realize that there's software behind it. There's tools behind And there's a lot of other things behind it. Sorry, my phone actually rang. That was weird. I had to neglect the call. Anyhow, moving forward, guys, you have to make sure you have a budget, because if your budget is not, scalable, then you need to start doing things that may be free, cheap, and things that will allow you to get to the point where you actually have the budget to be able to scale your business to 5 figures, right? So a lot of people want to make $10, $20, $30,000 a month. They hear these big numbers out there on the internet, but the fact is they don't have the budget, right? So if you don't have the budget, make sure you do when you move into, scaling to 5 figures. But if you don't, start out elsewhere. Do free traffic, do paid traffic. Guys, when I came online, please know, and you can ask around or you can look on YouTube, I used to make 10, 15 videos a day just because it was free, right? And I was going on IBO Toolbox, getting cheap traffic. I was buying solo ads for 30, 40 bucks. I was doing anything that I could within my budget just to make sure that I got to that next day, that next week, that next month, so I didn't have to go back to work, guys. So we've been online now for almost 8 years, full time, have done well over $1 million, getting close actually to $2 million. Keeping in mind that first, 2-3 years, guys, we struggled like everybody else, right? But doing that much in sales, you realize that if you don't have a budget, like when I didn't have the budget, then you just got to do things that will allow you to scale your business in productivity. So you're having to put in sweat equity because you don't have the money. You can't change the fact that you don't have the money, right? You're not going to go out and rob a bank, right? Unless you're going to go out and sell your car, or you're going to go out and sell your private belongings, like I have many students or many people that I know have done, as well as myself. Unless you're going to do those things, you need to keep yourself at a pace, at a consistent pace, a productive pace. But don't try to skip the budget, because if you really want to scale a business to 5, 6, 7 figures, right, then you need to make sure you have a budget. So those two things, guys, hiring a mentor and having a budget in place, and just making sure that mentor is able to kind of walk through with you and strategize on which way you can go, that's very, very important as well. Now, keeping this in mind, when you hire a mentor, don't put your guard up, right? If you pay someone $5,000, $10,000, guys, most should have your best interest at heart. If not, then you didn't do your due diligence. You didn't do your due diligence in picking that mentor, right? That mentor should have been someone that, you followed for a while. That mentor should have been someone that you researched. That mentor should have been someone that you asked around about, right? So if you didn't hire the right mentor, then, that's in your plate. So, again, moving back to where we were, moving into the third thing we've got so far, what do we got? Hiring a mentor, having that budget in place, making sure that if you don't, you're doing all the right things to get to that point, right? And the third thing you're going to need, and I don't care what level you're at, small, medium, large, grande, extra grande, you are going to need, guys, outsourcing. Because if you don't have outsourcing in your business, the fact is you're going to be working like a dog. Okay. And I know this is contradictory to what I said earlier about productivity and working like a dog. But remember, this is the latter part of the 3. So this is one of the things that once you have the mentor in place, once you have the budget in place, or you're doing all the things to get to that budget, you're putting in all the sweat equity, right? You want to start asking your mentor, what do I do about outsourcing? Why? Because right away you need to start learning it, because outsourcing can take 6 months, 3 months, a year, depending on how quickly you learn. It can take you quite a bit of time to get these things in place. Guys, I work with people that make a lot of money, and I saw them make mistakes with outsourcing because they didn't take the time to teach their outsourcers. So as most know me, I say slow down to speed up, right? And the fact is, if you don't slow down sometimes, then you can't really process what's going on in your business. You don't understand the different angles, right? You don't understand what your outsourcer needs to hear to be able to work effectively, productively for you, right? So that you're not putting in so much sweat equity, right? So I know this goes back to budgeting, guys, but you can go to like onlinejobs.ph. You can go to freelancer.com, upwork.com, Fiverr, Fiverr.com. And you can find someone for $1 to $3, $4, $5 an hour. Okay. Pennies on the dollar, guys. So this is something that you really want to just start doing and learning about outsourcing, and just hiring and failing and making mistakes just so you can learn the process. So hire someone to post on your fan pages, right? Hire someone to blog for you. hire someone to do graphics for you, hire someone to do the things that, are grunt tasks. And I'll say it, are grunt work, right? Now, I'm not against grunt work because I used to do 10, 15 videos a day. I would write 5 to 7, 800 word blog posts 2 to 3 times a day just because I was broke. I didn't have the money that other leaders and gurus had, or some had coming into this industry. I literally started this thing out in debt, working a job, losing my home, having my, wonderful significant other, Ashley, who's out there running a business as I make this audio, but having her tear me down saying, go back to work. This stuff doesn't work. Get a job. Right. But having to move through all that and be productive enough to block all that out. Right. A lot of that came with outsourcing, because once I realized that I could outsource my backlinking for my videos, I could outsource my keyword research, I could outsource the production even of a video, and I could do a review based on someone else's production, and I could do it for $5. I could do it for $3, $10. Guys, my productivity went through the roof because I was already productive. So I didn't stop being productive. When I started outsourcing, I didn't stop being productive. I didn't stop creating videos. My productivity went into beast mode. And that's where affiliate beast mode stemmed back in 2013, was from productivity, because I would go to sleep at 1 a.m. and wake up at 4 a.m. Get 3 hours of sleep, because that's what I was used to in the restaurant, just to make this stuff work. So I was making $2 an hour. But fast forward till today, right? Again, you heard me. Ashley's out there running a business. I think we're up to a couple grand today. So far, it's not even noon yet, right? And that's not including all our little e-commerce businesses and, Amazon and Shopify and eBay and OfferUp and all these things that we got going on, right? But the fact is, because I was able to early on determine what it took in my business to outsource things like posting, things like blogging, things like graphics and imagery that I didn't want to create myself. Once I figured that out, my productivity skyrocketed, guys, and yours can too. So here's the thing. 3 things really quickly, a recap. Then I'm going to give you kind of a little call to action and, make an offer, because again, I'm a marketer and that's what we do, right? We're here to give value, but I'm also here to make sure that you guys understand all about what's going on with the Funnel Beast and my future events. All right. So the recap really quick, you've got hiring a mentor, having a budget of some sort. I don't care if it's $5 a day or $5 a month. You got to have something. And if you don't, you got to put in a bunch of sweat equity. You got to work your butt off. And number 3 is outsourcing. So those 3 things, guys, will allow you and help you to scale your business to 5 figures a month if you do the right things, right? So the last thing I want you to do is head over to travelingbeastradioshow.com. As I mentioned, put in your email, and then I want you to join the group, right? After you opt in, you're going to see a page. I want you to join my group. I want you to start interacting with me, because I'm going to be a little more active in these groups, guys, in 2017, quarter 4, as well as 2018 for the whole year. And I'm going to tell you why, because the engagement that goes on inside of a community, inside of a Facebook group, right? These are the times where you create relationships with your people. And I tell you what, I've had hundreds of Facebook groups, literally. I've trained hundreds of people to have Facebook groups. I've been in those groups, and 9 times out of 10, 9.5 even out of 10, those groups dwindle away. But what doesn't dwindle away is the relationships sometimes that you make inside those groups, right? The people you meet, the people that you hire as a mentor, the people that you mentor, right? So I want you to just jump in my group. Just comment, I'm in, and I'm going to be giving away some free stuff, right? I've already been giving away a ton of books and $25 gift cards. I even gave away a free trip. Kenny Martinez won a free trip to Las Vegas. So if you're interested in our next live event coming up in Fort Lauderdale in January, I'll give you the exact date soon enough. What I want you to do is comment on that group, say I'm in, and I'm interested in the events. And if you just got some value, share this audio. Grab the link, share it on your wall, tag me, and I would highly appreciate that. Much love, everybody. Traveling Beasts, Jermaine Lee Monster Steel, signing out. Peace.